Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the season finale. It's season 4 for round 10 of VRP. We are going straight into the action today with a beautiful sprint race, followed by a race as well after, of course, a full-length race afterwards. Joining me today for the final race of the season is who else but Ghost Fired Up, Adam Richardson. How are you doing today on this season finale?
I am doing very good. I'm very excited for this. However, not as excited as I perhaps should be, because we have received news that championship leader Lewis is not racing. Meaning that all Herod has to do to win the championship is score 18 points, which he will be very much aided by the sprint race should he get into the top 6.
Yeah, a remarkable way for things to end. It's a bit of an unremarkable way, really. Unfortunately for the championship, but that does also mean that it is Herod's to lose. There's not much that Liam. Look, there's no Court. He's not here, is he? So it's all coming down to Juan at the moment, and all it takes if he crashes out, if he anything can happen in these races, and it usually does as well. VRP does not exactly fail to deliver a lot of the time for drama. We don't really have to invent much stuff here. But they're on the formation lap now. It is a reverse championship order grid, I believe, is how it works.
Which means Herod is P19.
Yeah, so all the way at the back. It is a Mercedes sandwich off of the start today. And a lot of drivers towards the back there looking like they're going to race through the field. The primary tyre, from the looks of it, will be those soft tyres. A few people running mediums, which is interesting. Night Owl, Adam Lindberg, and Omar being those drivers that are running those medium tyres. But the track looks very interesting. It looks very dark. It looks like it could maybe... could we get rain during a sprint race? I haven't seen it before, but it's a possibility.
Speaking of rain, we've not seen any rain this season.
Other than we should have seen...
At China.
Yeah, we should have seen rain at China, but the FIA decided we can't have fun, so they had to red flag it.
There is a reason that glitch actually happened, because it happened again at Zandvoort. It depends on the amount of cars that get disqualified on the grid, I think.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully that issue has been patched. And if we get rain, it's already looking a bit brighter, unfortunately, but... So, hopefully we can see some rain. Brazil always can cook up some unpredictable weather. We've seen it in recent years in actual F1. Can we see it today? The cars are lined up on the grid. We've already had one car disqualified, or he's already made it to the grid.
No,
you always see one of the Hasses. We always see Charlie spinning into the wall at the end of the formation lap. That wouldn't have been any good to his car. The final cars now are starting to line up on the grid. It's Vaxi on pole, with Dammers joining him on the front row. Cars have just finished the formation lap now. There's already a timing tower glitch that's already rectified itself. I can't really see the red lights. And we're underway now for the sprint race for the season finale. Vaxi looks like he gets away well compared to Dammers. Dammers on the inside, he's being challenged by Lord Percival. Round the outside, Vaxi keeps his lead in turn 1. Everyone looks to go for the clear. Never mind, there's a yellow flag. Adam Lindberg
off the background. And Omar as well, off track as well. Both medium runners having a
Dammers
shocking
is going down
start.
to the inside for turn 3. Down the inside, Dammers 03 goes. And he takes the lead of the sprint race. Still side
by side.
There's someone going off well in the background. That's telling me strikes. There's a virtual safety car already. What's happened here then?
I have got no clue. I was watching the side-by-side battle between the leaders. Didn't see what happened behind. But there is a front wing missing though for Yannick, so there might have been contact between those two drivers. Maybe two cars going into the wall, and one of them coming off worse than the other.
Possibly. The camera angles are not being kind to me right now, unfortunately. There we go.
And the man to watch, Juan, is in P13 at the moment. I think it's top 6. Is it top 6?
Top 6. And top 6. Full safety car has now been brought out, so it's been upgraded from a VSC Unsurprisingly, the highest climber is Herod, hopefully looking to break into that top 6. He's already halfway there from where he started.
I wonder if any of the medium runners will go into the pits. Definitely Yannick will have to pit. Adam Lindbergh, I think he kept his car out of the walls. Should be safe.
You see
There's 3 cars in the pits at the moment.
As Omar gets a penalty. Is that coming into the pit lane?
It looks like it is, yeah. I thought we were going to. I was reading it, expecting it to say the speeding the penalty. Speeding the pits, but yeah, collision there coming into the pits. Must have been a pretty hefty whack for it to be a 5 seconds. But of course, with it being a safety car as well, I guess that's an issue. But
predictably, all the drivers who have pit have moved onto the soft tyre. It's only a 12-lap race. This, I think, it's not ideal to be on the mediums. They'll probably be better at the end of the race, but you may lose out very early on. So quite a hectic first few corners. Dammers up 1 position to take the lead over Vaxi. Can he maintain it out front, or will he be pressured from the roaring drivers behind? Safety car will not be in this lap, because there's still a lot of drivers, the ones who pit especially, not at the back of the pack just yet. We will probably be green next lap, giving us 10 laps of racing, as we see a bit of commotion with Dylan and Adam Lindbergh, because Dylan did leave at the start of the session on the formation lap, so he is dropping down quite significantly to Say's, although he has gained 5 positions. However, he's ghosted. I think that's from the people who have pit, and of course LMB Strikes, who has retired. And Scott, because we're in the safety car, we could bring up things that are a little bit more off topic. The Fabrizio Romano has reported Pochettino leaving Chelsea.
Yeah, I've just seen a couple of the accounts confirming that. Yeah, they've said this afternoon they've mutually left the club. So, that has there been?
Possibly.
I joked about it the other week to one of the mates who was a Chelsea fan, but I didn't think that's the whole point. It was a joke. I wasn't even supposed to. Didn't even think it was going to come about. But yeah, actually, on the topic of Brazil as well, and Formula One, to kind of steer us back into this topic, McLaren with a beautiful Brazilian-inspired Senna livery for the Monaco Grand Prix this weekend. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you do. It is a beautiful piece of art. Very, very marmalade for a lot of people, but I sit on the side of saying I think it's gorgeous.
I'm in complete agreement with that statement. Complete and utter agreement. Safety car is coming in. Dammers will control the restart. Let's see where he goes. We've come around Juncao, I think that's how it's pronounced, where Lewis Hamilton won the 2008 World Championship. Still not going. It's a very long, flat-out run to the line. He's still not going through the final kink. This picks up pace a little bit, and he's gone. That's side by side. I'm not going to see. Why is this not giving me good camera angles? There we go. Side by side now. Is that Disputed Cloud and Charlie? Yeah, I believe so. Night Owl as well involved. Dammers holds the lead off the restart, however, not for long. Vaxi is now going for the lead. Side by side. Dammers with the inside line going into turn 3, 4 even. Round the outside, swoops Vaxi to take the position into P1, and is Dammers already being challenged by Lord Percival. Herod already up to P11, making good ground off the restart. As you see a big dive bomb there from inside the Disputed Cloud. Yes, it is. It's a beautiful move, and he's been spun. He's been spun. Yellow flags are out for the spin of Disputed Cloud. Charlie up into P3 now. Night Owl moving up on the inside of Lord Percival. Side by side now with the Alpine of Tyler, reserving for this race. And I think, is it his first appearance of the season? Or did he do Portugal? I don't know. Vaxi now 7/10 clear out front. It's been a very good lap from the Mercedes. Let's see any gaps. We see Omar and Adam Lindberg swapping positions. Fastest lap for Vaxi is a yellow flag. What has happened? We've got a big
It's
crash from
Omar.
Omar. A big crash, it
That's a
looks
really
like.
strange place to go. He hasn't lost any wing, but unless he's had some contact with somebody down the straight and it's a sunset with his car, but really strange
Possibly.
place to be crashing there.
Dammers is looking at the inside. He doesn't commit to it.
Tyler up
Charlie,
another position. He's up into P5. He's hunting down the leaders.
Herod into P9 as well. He's 3 positions now away from the points. There's another yellow flag in Sector 1. That's Adam Lindberg again. Oh look, he doesn't look to be missing his front wing.
And I wonder if the teammates will work together here. The two Haas cars, P2 and P3. We've seen in real life the Haas cars working together. That teamwork, bring them a lot of point finishes and stuff. So will we see any today to maybe try and secure themselves a 1-2, possibly?
Possibly in the sprint race. We're going on to lap 6 out of 12. Dammers using a little bit of ERS. The drivers can be a lot more generous on the ERS, and looking to the inside goes Dammers. Dammers with the fastest lap. Night Owl on the mediums, interestingly, has got the fastest lap now. Down the inside, Dammers makes an easy move into turn 1 without DRS assistance. Charlie looking to line up on Vaxi as well. The two Haas cars straight away looking to go into that 1-2 position. Dammers is looking to that inside. Charlie, has he swooped into the lead? He has gone into the lead down the inside of Dammers, who is still side by side with Vaxi. Will Vaxi look to the outside? Charlie covers him off. That's brilliant teammate through the teamwork for the Haas drivers. As Night Owl now looks to the inside of Vaxi. Looking around the outside, Tyler looking to get involved in this as well. Adam Lindberg has retired in the pit lane.
The driver to watch as well, Juan, he has broken into the top 10 into P9 and he's got a 3-car train in front of him. And guess what's next after that? The lead pack. And he looks like he's got the pace to do it as well. He's just got to get past these guys. Unfortunately, DRS might have to be what he relies on. He's definitely got the pace, but it's just finding an overtake.
Coming on to lap 7 now. Dammers lining up a move on his teammate down the inside. Vaxi having a look as well on the pass. Doesn't quite get the move done through turn 1, through the rest of the centre S's now. Doesn't get the cleanest run. Dammers now into the lead over his teammate. DRS wide open for both P2 and P3. Charlie doesn't quite make the move on Dammers.
On board with Night Owl, he almost went out the back of Vaxi. I don't think he expected them to break so early.
I think Charlie broke a little bit earlier than what Vaxi did, possibly defending the position for Dammers.
Vaxi's also, his ERS lights coming on as well. Looks like he might be low on ERS.
Yeah, Vaxi down on 14%. Very similar numbers to what Night Owl's currently on. Tyler on 48%, so he has a huge ERS advantage compared to the rest of this front pack. However, everyone else seems to have caught up. Darth
Interesting, yeah, I was going to say, interestingly, that pack that we were on about earlier that Harold's on the back of, they have now reached this leading pack. He's dropped back a little bit this lap, but I think because the drivers in front are battling, he might be able to pull his way back up. By the way, Night Owl on the mediums still doing really well. In fact, he might even have an overtake here for the podium. Switches to the outside, let's try and go for the inside at turn 2 here. Will it work out for him, or will Vaxi go deep to try and cover it off?
Looks like he has W. Will that be inside line for turn 2? He gets it done. It's beautiful. What a move from Night Owl there, as Tyler immediately looks to go on the charge of Vaxi.
He might get a double here.
Down the inside goes Tyler. Night Owl looks to come after this contact. Night Owl is around.
Oh, that will have to be one for the stewards. That looks... It's difficult. I feel like Tyler could have been given more space, but going for a move there is insane. And Tyler
very wide there. Oh, he's round. He's into the wall. He's out.
That will be a safety car. That will be a safety car.
Definitely, it's already out. Second safety car of this sprint race. Dammers maintaining his lead over Charlie.
And Harold at the moment as well. Into P7. He's on the edge of the points. He could be about to whittle down that gap of 18 points to the championship lead.
Had a very...
Well, how much, who knows?
And Tyler has left the session. Does he not realise there's an actual race in the next 5 laps? Herod is one position away from claiming points. Hazard saying this will not end well. I don't know who he's referring to there. If it's a Haas 1-2, is Charlie going to become Kevin Magnussen to get his teammate his first win in VRP? Time will only tell. A few more drivers into the pit. Interesting. Well, Night Owl, I don't think he's changed his front wing, but he's gone onto the aggressive soft tyre. Disputed Cloud, Limpwitz and Omar have also come into the pits. Just another highlight as well, both Blaze Tim and Darth FIFA both up 10 positions.
Interesting here. This might be me reading into this, but I know this is a strat that I used to do in F1 League race. It sounds like Harold's trying to dump fuel.
Let's have a look.
It sounds like he's putting the throttle on the brake on at the same time and over-revving gears.
He is.
That is exactly what I used to do to try and deplete my fuel down, especially when we had safety cars.
It's a very smart strategy. No threat of fuel at the moment for Harold, making his car a lot lighter, decreasing his lap time. Safety car not in this lap, so he can do it for a bit longer. This might be giving him a bit of an advantage over the rest of the grid. But looking at it, Lord Percival is doing it as well. Darth FIFA doesn't look to be, he's just managing his revs. Blaze Tim doesn't look to be. Neither does Vaxi, Charlie, or Dammers.
I think they're just going high. They might even be on the side of conserving things, because of course you can adjust how much fuel you have. And maybe if you put a bit too much in, then that's the strategy you can go for. But of course, if you have, put a little bit less out and you maybe kind of are relying on safety cars to bump that fuel back up again, this isn't bad for you. But yeah, it's interesting strategies up and down the field. Of course, everyone now on the soft tyre, but those four at the back though on a lot newer tyres by a long way as well. Could that play into their hands? That'd be an advantage for them to maybe break into the points, especially if there's carnage up front, because of course when the safety car comes in this time, we'll only have 2 green flag laps, green, white, checkered, the old NASCAR style. We'll be having 2 laps of non-stop racing, and maybe carnage happens, crashes happen, and if you manage to keep your nose clean on those new tyres, it might work out really well for you.
Hazard Time saying the exact same thing you've just said. Hazard Time saying it will be absolute madness when this safety car comes in.
Which you should do. And now? No. 3, 2, 1.
Now.
But Burns just getting his...
There we go.
Bert Mylander getting his laps done, getting his daily miles in the car. Though Dammers are still quite close to the safety car, so he's had to go quite late here.
Just like he did last time. Obviously, Dammers and Charlie, I know, are in a party with each other, so they will be communicating when they go, which is an advantage.
Probably be used as the bump stop. The gap's already almost a second there.
Dammers has gone, and Charlie, I believe, has intentionally gone late, and Omar's crashed at the back. Safety car is apparently nope. It's saying safety car was back out. Omar is out of this sprint race. Charlie and Dammers maintain a 1-2.
3 wide. Huge incident here.
Whoa,
Huge
4
incident.
wide. Whoa! Oh, there's crashing everywhere. There's 4 cars up. Bino, Darth FIFA, Harry and Liam all out in the space of a few seconds.
And Juan's up into P4.
Zalba's up into P5.
Juan could win this.
Juan has been let through by his teammate. It's P3 now, so he's on course for 4 points, which will reduce the deficit to just 14. A podium would get him the championship as it stands, but he's already on the charge. The fuel saving looks to have worked.
I think he's still doing... Okay, he's not still doing it, because I think I was just maximising the gear there.
As another yellow flag.
Happening up and down the field as well.
Is Zauber running out of the having an incident which takes him out of the points. Zauber now all over the back of Charlie. ERS being dumped completely on the straight by probably everyone. Final lap of this sprint race now. Dammers leads, Charlie in P2, and Herod, who started last, could win this race.
It'd be difficult though, not only to get past both drivers, but Charlie has got no intentions of moving over. He wants to help his teammate win.
Charlie as well has a significant ERS advantage over both the other front two drivers. Herod will be pushing like a madman to try and get these two. Any points is brilliant.
Oh, snap from Charlie.
Big stat.
Snap from Charlie could open things up.
Herod looks to the outside. If Herod wins this race, a P4 would be good enough for the championship, I believe.
Oh, he's cooking. Oh, no, he wasn't.
He's keeping it smart. Doesn't look to have got the move on Charlie. He has a look. Will he set up for the exit? He gets a decent exit, but Charlie's is better. And for the first time in VRP, Dammers is coming round the final couple of corners now. Flat out to the line to win the sprint race for Brazil. Herod crucially in P3, giving him 4 points, cutting his deficit down to just 14. He's already done a good job in the sprint race. How will he do in the actual race? Vaccine P4, Disputed Cloud P5, Raw Personal P6, I believe, rounding out the points. Wow. That safety car restart was quite big.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happened there from driver's POV. I just switched over, I believe I saw 2 cars. It looked like someone who got maybe sent it for 3 wide up the inside into turn 2, forced the bunch of drivers off. Because then when they rejoined, it was 3-1. I think someone was trying to go around the outside, which is why there was 4 cars involved in the end. But a huge incident there between, well, almost the whole field, it felt like there, really. I mean, that was literally almost about a quarter of the field out in one crash. Starting with 19, and we already finished with 11 finishers, which is quite remarkable. Even then, we almost didn't, because it looked like Sauber lost his wing. So he could have even crashed himself there, either on his own or involved in another incident. But yeah, an absolutely manic race. And Harry predicted it perfectly there, saying it was going to be absolutely, well, insane. And it certainly was, certainly lived up to it.
Very good sprint race indeed. There is no rain in the air, I believe, for this feature race, actual race, using F2 terminology there. I'm not sure how the grid will work on this one. Will it be sprint race results, or...?
We'll find out when they go to the grid. I can't remember. I think it's qualifying results. I've got the sprint races just... Wait, no. There wasn't qualifying, was there? So it might be sprint race results then. As the drivers now will be selecting their strategies, cutting fuel, doing whatever, and it will be the sprint race finishing results as you see. A Haas front row and a row 2 Mercedes lockout.
So,
wow.
I mean, as it stands at the moment, if Juan can keep this position, he will be the champion of Season 4.
Very interesting strategies. Up and down the grid, we've got 3 drivers on the soft tyre, that being the 2 Haas drivers at the front, in Dammers and Charlie, and then the Williams of Night Owl, who did a bit of a strange strategy last time out. Didn't work too badly for him until he got caught up in an incident. Those lot of softs. Hard runners, we've got 4 hard runners. We've got Dylan, Blaze Tim, Omar, and Adam Lindbergh, and then the rest of the field on the quite safe fence-sitting medium, which could be quite a nice tyre. It certainly opens up some opportunities for, like, if you get like a mid to early race safety car. But
I think if you're a soft tyre driver, you are going to be on the maximum aggression. However, I think Charlie and Dammers going for the soft. I'm not sure if they will be able to pull away from Herod. Herod showed ridiculous pace at the end of that sprint race. Didn't try anything overly risky, but still came away with that P3, very strong pace. Let's see how this race pans out for him. As it stands, Herod will be champion by the end of this 36 laps.
Follow him, just play it safe, just don't crash, and you saw him do it last time. To perfection, really. You know, we were just talking about that guys towards the back, with there being a crash towards the front and getting all the way through. And that's pretty much what just defined his race there, and even just defined his restart. That was just a brilliant piece of racing there, not to get involved with any incidents up and down the field. But going off the sprint race, triple the distance, we might not even have enough finishers to finish the race today.
One car finish.
Sprint race. This track's always carnage, so let the carnage commence. So we're letting the lights, well, with the drivers right now, here we go, revs up. Lights are on. 4 lights, 5 lights. As jump starts all up and down the grid, apparently, but the lights are out for the final time this season.
As Bino, with his jump start, has taken the lead. Wow.
Oh, for something there.
A very bad jump start there from Bino. Herod is already challenging Dammers for P3. Side by side they were momentarily. He looks for the move. Zauber has had a big crash on the exit of turn 3. Safety car, I believe, is out.
Or VFC? Can't see anything.
A yellow flag. There's a yellow flag for the full track.
Oh yeah, safety car's coming out of the pits now, yeah.
Safety car is out. Looked probably to be a huge incident for Zauber, coming off of that tyre barrier on the exit of turn 3, I would guess. But let's have a look at how everyone's starts was. And Bino up 11 positions to have a brilliant jump start. It's... yeah, how do you get that much on a jump start? How do you jump start that much? That is...
Unless he's had an issue with equipment, unless he's had an issue with the human error.
I believe it was Harry who was the first to jump start, and then everyone reacting to Harry, hence why there's 3 jump starts.
Oh, maybe.
Lord Percival, interestingly, into the pits. Has he picked up damage? Possibly in an incident with Dauber.
Dauber's Harry's into the pits as well.
Let's have a look. And yes, it is a front wing change for Lord Percival.
I wonder if he was involved in the Zauber incident. It's usually, where there's smoke, there's fire. That might have been the same in this instance as well. Zauber awful into the season after breaking his unwanted streak of non-points finishes.
A record
today. He doesn't even finish the first lap.
The unwanted record you talk about, that's a record you formerly held, I believe, is it not?
Yes, which, never know. One day, I might never actually... No, I don't want to. No. I don't even know if I'm going to get the next game to unless I think I'm just going to have to wait and see if it's good.
I think I'm going to possibly wait a little bit to get it.
Just because I don't want to get EA'd again, so...
It has happened plenty of times to the pair of us. So in terms of net positions on the second lap, Herod has kept his P3. Charlie is in the lead of this Brazilian Grand Prix.
Bino, is there a time limit to serve your drive-through? Is it the first 3 laps?
3 laps under green flag, so these laps will not count.
Okay.
Cars just slowly coming through. Luckily for us, it is a very short lap, and safety cars do not last anywhere near as long as they did in somewhere like an Imola even, which isn't a horrifically long track. But with the amount of safety cars we had there, that was torturous. Just looking now. Safety car will likely be in at the end of this lap. Bino currently in the lead, however, it is not representative since he did jump start and gain 11 places. So it will be Charlie in the net race lead. How will Herod challenge this? Because I believe he does have the pace to overtake both Dammers and Charlie, even on that medium tyre, as the safety car is confirmed into this lap. How do you think Herod will play it, Scott? Scott?
I don't know. I feel like if there's a green flag pit stop, I feel like he's easily going to get past these guys.
As Bino has set off. And we are green. Once again, Dylan now has a 5-second penalty for a collision with Night Owl. Bit more controversy there as Herod overtakes Dammers through turn 1. Herod now up into a let P2. Side by side behind, there's pack racing behind. Once again, as we saw in the sprint race, they've just filtered out. Disputed Cloud up into P5. Vaxi P6. Night Owl 7. Yannick P8. Night Owl and Vaxi side by side. Night Owl getting it done down the inside on that soft compound of tyre. Herod just a bit of a gap to Charlie. Charlie quite all the way on the gearbox of Bino seemingly. However, Bino will have to serve his drive-through penalty. Harry and Blaze Tim side by side now through the seemingly endless left-hander. Still side by side now into the right-hander where Lewis Hamilton had his crash with Alex Albon. Disputed Cloud and Night Owl now side by side as you see them all side by side in the background. And Dylan is round at the penultimate corner. Let's see, will Herod serve his drive-through? He serves it at the first opportunity. Charlie goes through into the race lead with the fastest lap of the race now, as we see side by side maybe between Disputed Cloud and Night Owl. The gap now 6/10 between Charlie and Herod. Herod on the harder compound of tyre as Yannick now goes through on Vaxi on into turn 4. Charlie still half a second ahead of the Mercedes. As stated previously, Herod will win the championship as it stands. Blaze Tim and LMB Strikes side by side now. It's second lap in a row, I believe he's gone side by side and losing 2 positions. Lord Percival now getting involved in the action. Side by side, almost run out of road, going into the right-hander. Just about defends the position of Blaze Tim. Is now coming down the main straight. A big ERS advantage for Charlie, it looks like. Darth Beeper now coming through on Vaxi, presumably using the ERS. Charlie sets the fastest lap of the race. It's Herod, just half a second behind. DRS has been enabled. Still a high amount of ERS for Herod, and there's a yellow flag at the back of that Lim Whiz, I believe. No, yes, there's a safety car. There is a Ferrari, it looks like who's round it. He's Blaze Tim. What's happened here? Has he lost his wing? He has. Safety car is out for the second time in this race.
Hold tight, boys. It's been a long one. Second safety car in 6 laps. Everyone on lap 4. We've had some decent green flag racing, some decent racing in general. But another safety car, another chance for people to get some easy pit stops in, alter their strategies, burn some fuel, save some fuel. They've got to open up some options for these drivers here.
So let's see, will the Haas drivers come in on that soft compound of tyre, possibly move on to something like hard to go to the end of the race. However, if both of them pit, it will be quite detrimental to the other. if they have to double stack. Charlie stays out. What does Dammers do? He also stays out on that soft tyre. Night Owl, however, pits from that soft tyre. What will he move on to? I would guess the hard compound. You see them going down the pit lane. A very slow pit lane here. As into his box he goes. And it is the hard compound of tyre. Safety car just picking the drivers up now. As it stands currently, Herod will win the championship, which looked almost certain to be won by Lewis not so long ago by just 4 points. To wait now, safety car will not be in this lap. Coming round Junkao, I think it's pronounced. It's been a very interesting start to the race, Scott. Do you think this strategy of staying out for both the Haas drivers will pay off?
It's going to be the best way to defend from one. It means that when one goes in, the other can try and defend and try and hold the other one up, which will be great because it means that as soon as they come out the pits, no matter how much time you lose on the pit stop or you're in lap or you're out lap, if your teammates holding back Herod, it means that you've got a great chance though of making your way into making your way back into the lead again. So it's I think it's going to work for them, but of course they aren't the only drivers that are here. There's a lot of drivers behind. If they start holding up Herod, it allows someone else to get through at full pace, and it might be a little bit of an issue. But as long as they don't double stack, I'm sure that they've got this handled. I was going to say in the bag, but when you're racing someone like Herod with the pace that he's got, and also the fact that safety are definitely more safety cars after this one, it could be interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Safety car will probably be in this lap. So we're just coming around the final couple of corners of the second sector. Safety car should be being called in right about now. Indeed it has been. Now Charlie now controlling the restart. Every single restart in this race and sprint race has been controlled by a Haas. However, now with the Mercedes breathing down its neck. Charlie going very slowly at the moment just to back that pack up. Going just over 50 miles an hour. And he's gone now. He's gone a little bit earlier than Dammers does. And it looks to have caught Herod out. As Herod now is under pressure from Dammers. Dammers looking to the inside through turn one. Multiple cars looking for it. And Herod keeps the position. And will now go and try attack Charlie. Vaxi getting involved. And Tyler's AI dropping down positions. Adam Lindbergh up to P7. We see side by side with the Red Bull of LMB Strikes and Lim Whiz side by side. Going to the inside is Lim Whiz. There's a little bit of contact. LMB Strikes is nearly had an ease round. Thought just for a second he'd saved it. Lim Whiz getting involved in another incident. There's no safety car. Herod sticking to the back of Charlie. This will be for the net race lead, even though no one's pit yet. You would say Herod is on the more optimal strategy of the two. He's all over the back of the gearbox as Lim Whiz has retired. No safety car out just yet. Herod not looking for the move, is he? Will be a bold one from here. He doesn't go for it. DRS not open yet. Moves up and down the field, side by side behind with the Aston Martin of Dylan, getting through on Omar. Right now just 3/10, saving it. He's playing the long game with Charlie. He has got a little bit more ERS and has got a big DRS advantage at the next lap. So just staying behind. Will Dammers be tempted by an attack? Doesn't look like he's keeping the pace at the moment. We'll see. The next couple of corners a little bit wide there from Herod, but he has got a slightly better run. Half a second now. Herod not getting the cleanest exit out of the penultimate braking zone. 6/10 now the gap, getting the final corner hooked up beautifully, however. Half a second now to Charlie, not using the ERS as we ride on board with the Mercedes as he goes ever closer to the Haas. DRS has now been enabled. Will Herod look to go for it in turn 4? Finding Dylan and Omar swapping places once again, as now 4/10 of a second. DRS wide open for the Mercedes. Doesn't look like he's gaining enough, however. Just 2.5 tenths, a quarter of a second separating him and the Haas at the end of the straight. Herod sticking within a couple of tenths of Charlie. He'll get a huge DRS boost coming down the main straight, which means he could go for a move into turn 1. He's got an even bigger ERS advantage as Dylan has overtaken Vaxin out. Charging up the field is the Aston Martin, who has got a podium in the last 2 races now. Herod on the attack. DRS will be open shortly. Omar and Darth are behind, swapping positions constantly. DRS and ERS. Well, for a second DRS. Herod, will he look for it into turn 1? He has a look, but doesn't quite go for it.
And I wonder how long those mediums are going to be able to... Well, sorry, how long those softs are going to be better than those mediums. Surely they're starting to hit like a cliff now. I know I've been under safety car for a while. But still, she's just got to wonder how long those tyres hang on in there. Maybe not for very long, as he sends it up the inside into turn, was it 3 or 4?
4.
He's got the move done, a beautiful move for the 90-degree left-hander. How long will he stay ahead? Is this maybe the turning point for the tyres?
Quite possibly. 12 laps into this race. Quite a few laps under the safety car, but this is where they were going under the safety car. Behind him, Disputed Cloud and Night Owl side by side through the long left-hander. Still side by side on the exit. Night Owl looks to be through, and sorry, it was Yannick, not Disputed Cloud, using his ERS. Couple of moves going on behind. Night Owl looks to have got the move done and will now be charging up after the other Alfa Romeo. Charlie now, will he look for the move on Herod? Already 4/10 behind. DRS wide open. He's closing quickly. Will he go for the inside? He doesn't. He backs out at the last second. Possibly looking for a move into turn 3. Herod has been getting the better exits of the two, but it looks to be Charlie who's got the better exit. DRS and ERS being used now, side by side behind for P4. Charlie is back into the lead, looking for the switchback as well. Night Owl into P4. ERS flashing for, I believe that's Dylan, on just 10%. Not the only driver on very low ERS. Everyone who's not called Herod, it seems, is quite limited on what they can do with the ERS. Dylan has left the session now as well, unfortunately, so he is plummeting down the order. Blaze Tim will be looking to help out his teammate this race, but so far he hasn't been able to make a difference at all. Herod now, DRS wide open. He looks a lot closer to Charlie. He's going for the move into turn 1. Down the inside, he gets the move done easily, but Charlie will have the DRS into turn 4. Herod looks to be setting up the exit. I think these two are just trying to slingshot each other. There's still a huge DRS train that goes all the way down to Vaxi. Charlie now swoops back past the Mercedes, back into P1. Just swapping positions at the moment. Charlie back into the lead on lap 14. Maybe those soft tyres aren't doing as badly as we thought. Possibly Charlie might be going for a soft medium strategy. Or will Herod go for the softs at the end? Lim Whiz leaves the session. He looks to have crashed. Safety car for the third time this race is back out. Now surely we will see a gaggle of cars going to this pit lane. I believe for the medium runners, this may be the worst possible time for it to come out. This is going to benefit the soft runners, however it will hinder Dammers, I believe. Only 2 cars on the softs at the moment, that being Charlie and Dammers. Dammers will either have to stay out or cut with a double stack. He's keeping a gap behind to try and minimise the double stack. What tyres will the soft runners move on to though? I believe the mediums can make it to the end from here. And it is the mediums for Charlie.
Hard tyres for Herod.
Hard tyres for Herod, it's to be expected. The soft tyres will not be able to make it. Dallas doesn't look to be held up too much from that double stack. He has lost 2 positions to Night Owl and Disputed Cloud as Night Owl's moved on to the softs. Very bold move. A few drivers staying out, all of the top 7 now. They will be hoping for another safety car. I believe surely their tyres won't be able to do that much. Now Herod down in P9, it's still a net P2, but he's shown he can compete with Charlie on a harder compound of tyre. It's not the worst thing that could ever happen, but at the moment this could be a swing in favour of Lewis. As once again, I think Herod is trying to burn his fuel. Indeed he is. Look at Herod, half on the brake, almost fully on the accelerator, burning as much fuel as he possibly can. So for this safety car restart, for the first time it won't be a Haas controlling the restart. Instead it will be an Alpha Tauri in the form of Lord Percival. Just the 2 DNFs so far in the sprint race compared to the, what was it, 8 we got in the sprint?
Yeah.
Oh, I spoke too soon. Vaxi choosing not to potentially help out his teammate. Juan has to do it solo. Blaze Tim is in front as well, so he can make a difference if Juan gets up to him. Safety car will probably, actually no it will be in this lap because Vaxi has retired from this race. Just waiting on his car to despawn. We should see the safety car in this lap. Coming round to the sector line, and the car is in this lap. Halfway, well, almost halfway through this race now. Herod seemingly in the best position. However, Night Owl on the soft tyres behind him will be a big player in this now, I believe. However, he will definitely have to stop again, though. Lord Percival doing what Charlie and Dowers have done. He's keeping this restart slow and late. Keeping it under 60 miles an hour. He's looking ready to pounce. We're past the pit lane and we're going. Green, green, green. side by side behind him with Adam Lindbergh and Harry. Harry looks to the inside, Adam Lindbergh looks to be clear, and there was a little contact there between Lord Percival and Beano. Has Beano picked up damage from that? Behind him, 3 cars in a bit of a gaggle. Herod is past Dylan up into P8. As Beano goes for the lead now with the overtake. Beano in the McLaren is into the lead. Behind him still 3 cars, still nose to tail with each other. Herod looks to have got through this restart cleanly. However, Night Owl is completely pursuing him. As down the inside, Herod has to defend. He's going through going to the overtake on Charlie though. Side by side. Could he get the Red Bull as well of LMB strikes? Off the track goes Herod. Still side by side. There's contact made. How has no one gone around yet? Herod, has he got through? They're still side by side. And it looks to be off the track goes Night Owl and through into P6, and the net race lead goes Herod. That was a risky move, but he had to get it done on the cars with older tyres. But now his next car is the teammate of his rival, Blaze Tim.
There's brilliant driving from the Spaniard. He's not in his championship at the moment. If he wins the championship, it won't be remembered as being the one where Lewis didn't turn up. It's going to be remembered as the one where Juan turned up, because he has been insane today. The racing there was brilliant. The racecraft to get past those 2 drivers. He's had basically a team against him as well for most of today as well. But he's pulled through it all. And as you say, in a net race lead on tyres, which will no doubt make it to the end. The pace we don't know about. We'll find out later on. But as we're at the halfway point, it gets very close here. But at the halfway point, though, it's all looking good for him.
It's all looking good. Having a little bit of a look. Is that side by side possibly going into the final corner? And look, as Blaze Tim is now looking to severely hold up Herod. There's a bit of a glitch as Herod goes through Blaze Tim.
There's a bit of lag there. Unfortunately, all the defending that he did was vain, and unfortunately it won't actually mean anything.
It's still side by side. Charlie might look to make it 3 wide, and he does. Charlie for the net race lead down the inside on both of them as he goes through. Herod back down 2 positions and back behind Blaze Tim. Herod looking for the move as Night Owl looking for Herod as well.
Tim's holding him up.
He is doing. He's playing the ultimate team game. He's trying to cost him as many positions as possible as Herod sweeps on by with the switchback.
As long as he doesn't take him out, this car on the outside, there's Disputed Cloud.
Disputed Cloud now going for the move. Herod is still side by side with the Ferrari. He just about gets clear. Blaze Tim dives it down the inside and looks to be forcing him off track. This is controversial. This will be controversial. As he dives down the inside again. He's really costing Herod a lot of time now as 2 more cars fly on by. This is controversial. Herod looks to the inside. He gets to the inside of Blaze Tim once again. He gets the better exit. Blaze Tim with the penalty now. And now, crucially for Herod, there's a car between him and Blaze Tim. That will no doubt annoy the hell out of Herod, because that could cost him the championship. Blaze Tim doesn't go for the move again. There's Dammers and Yannick now battling for the position on Herod, and Blaze Tim almost has a huge crash there on the power, which allows LB strikes through. Yannick now goes through on Herod. Herod now, I believe, in a net P1, 2, 4. Net P4, which would not win him the championship. The 2 Williams now side by side on opposite tyres. One's on fresh softs, the other is on old hards. Not an ideal situation for Adam Lindbergh. Charlie and Harry now side by side. Charlie looking to get this race win done. He's in a huge net race lead now on the softer compound of tyres and much fresher tyres. Charlie up into P3 and will no doubt rapidly close up to both Lord Percival and Beano. Herod now right behind Yannick on the same compound of tyres. This is for position as Herod looks to go all through with, compared to the last few laps, minimal fuss. Night Owl now gets the 3-second penalty. Battling with Lewis as we see a bit of a gaggle of cars. Harry now side by side with Disputed Cloud. They're looking to be 3 wide. They are 3 wide. Down the inside goes Disputed Cloud. How has nobody collected there? They're still 3 wide on the exit. As around goes Disputed Cloud. He doesn't look to have picked up any damage. However, there looks to have been damage. The virtual safety car is out. Herod now up into P7. And I think crucially back into a net P2. Because Adam Lindbergh, Harry, Night Owl will definitely have to pit again. So as I'm seeing it, it's currently a net P2 for Herod, which would win him the championship. 3rd or better will secure him this championship after a very good sprint race result. A little bit of team tactics there from Liz Tim, perhaps very controversially, I would say. I'd say excessively defending against Herod. We may see some penalties dished out as we see Night Owl and Adam Lindbergh, as well as multiple of the cars into the pit lane. Bino, Lord Percival and Harry all stay out. As we're green flag once again. Herod 2 seconds behind Harry, although on half as old tyres. Charlie just 1 second to Lord Percival now. Everyone else is on the soft tyres. Perhaps they'll be looking to make a charge. It's a huge gap to make up, but the soft tyres will make it. We've seen Charlie make 14 laps on that soft tyre. They'll easily make it that distance on lighter fuel. Speaking of Charlie, just 7 tenths down between him and Lord Percival, looking for his first win of the season. He's shown very good pace in patches, however has been unable to hook up the consistency. However, now the conditions are very much in his favour. It's his to lose, it feels like. The gap between him and Herod now 4 seconds. This front 3 very much nose to tail. Charlie is looking to be aggressive now on Lord Percival. He pulls out of the slipstream. Lord Percival tried to defend down the inside as Charlie goes down the inside. They're still side by side. Charlie has got the better exit though.
Herod up into P4 now, past Harry.
Yeah, crucial move for him on the road. P4. He's still got Lord Percival in front by 4 seconds. Disputed Cloud with a time penalty as well for track limits. Charlie has 1 car between him and the actual race lead. Bino will probably have to pit again on those old hard tyres. Charlie will probably look to get the move done into turn 1. He gets a brilliant exit out of the corner. Has he jumped the gun? I believe he does have the DRS. He's in the lead and has the DRS. He will swoop on by and have a huge advantage. Saying huge advantage, the slipstream is working good for Bino though. It's 2 tenths. Yannick and Harry now, side by side, as a move would look to be made. Dammers just have to back out of that move into P7. He's looking nailed on for a podium, however he was involved in that Blaze Tim defending, which cost him a significant portion of time. Night Owl with the fastest lap of the race. Herod is incredibly quick at the moment. He's already gained a second on Lord Percival in the last lap.
I'm watching his gaps. Of course, the DRS zones, of course, he's losing a bit of time, but he's gained so much time through the corners. His pace is just incredible. You do wonder if there was a qualifying session, this man would have been in pole position, and this man would have probably not had to deal with half of the stuff he would have had this race. But, of course, that is the drama, that is the allure, that is also the controversy of the sprint race format. But as you said, look at that, he's already 1.9 seconds. It was 3.9 at the beginning of the lap.
Lord Percival is very much struggling. He almost spun in the second sector on multiple occasions. He doesn't dive into the pits. However, you feel that Herod will be in the DRS by the end of the next lap, if not ahead.
And he's not going to worry about behind as well, Juan. The gap was 1.2 at the beginning of the lap to the car behind. It's now 1.4, so the gap's okay on that side of things, but closing in so quickly now. But Lord Burswell has dropped back quite a lot on Bino, and even Charlie starting to pull away out of the DRS, as now Dammer's making a move into P5. He's now the driver behind Herod.
Dammer's now into that net P3. Could it be a first ever podium in VRP for Dammer's and a double podium for Haas potentially?
Well, you say net P3, there's always the small chance of a safety car. There's not many drivers that are very close together to cause one, unless someone has a really big moment off track.
Herod is now within that 1 second. Tyler's AI losing out to Night Owl, as now within 3/4 of a second now is Herod. He will probably dispatch of Lord Percival extremely quickly.
Yeah, I can't imagine those tyres are doing him any favours, you know. The pace definitely, of course, I think from Piner's...
As a yellow flag in sector 3 is Night Owl.
He's left the session. He hasn't even crashed the car, which I think means his car should go into the pits.
Not too sure. He may have had...
It will.
His DNF.
And going into the pits is one car, but going into P3 is Juan. He gets the move done at the end of the DRS straight, and now he has to hunt down the McLaren of Bino, who, of course, will have to pit at some point, but Bino's... Oh, it's about 5 seconds till... or just under 5 seconds to Charlie. We saw how quickly he closed up to
Lord Percival.
Lord Percival, but of course tyres are a massive factor in that. It'll be interesting to see the gaps and how it whittles down over the next coming laps, with almost 10, well, when Charlie crosses the line, it will be 10 laps to go, and it'll be crunch time for the Spaniard. In P3, that doesn't win the championship, does it?
It does. It does.
It does. So
it's 14
he could
points.
Quite happily just sit here, manage the gap behind. He has got Lord Percival behind him with DRS, but at some point he's going to go away. Dammers is going to be the car behind, but I'm not sure if Dammers has got the pace to keep up with Herald. He's definitely on better tyres, but of course...
You say that. Dammers is... I'd say Dammers is quicker at the moment. He's only 1.4 seconds behind Lord Percival. So Dammers will very shortly be in the DRS of Lord Percival, and on that quicker medium tyre, which will make it to the end. I think Haas have played an absolute blinder with the strategy starting on the softs and pitching when they did.
Though, on a medium.
Charlie made it 14 on the softs. I
guess so.
They'll be fading near the end, but I think they will make it.
Saying that, the fall off for the hards won't be as much because there is less grip, of course, available anyway with the hard tyre. So he may not feel as much of a fall off in terms of lap time.
Lord Percival's still in the DRS of Juan. I think he is just chilling out, sitting back.
That's going to be a positive thing though for Harold though, because he's going to see Lord Percival behind and go, well, it's not positive because he's potentially going to get an overtake here, but I suppose as well he's seeing that the medium, so the hards that far into a run are still that competitive. That might be quite a positive sign. We haven't seen anyone really go too long, I don't think, on the mediums. I could be wrong. I probably am.
Currently Darth FIFA on 19 laps.
But I see, was there anyone that pitted onto the soft, so there's that bottom four, was anyone on a really long medium run beforehand? Or?
Not that I'm aware of. Currently Darth FIFA and Blaze Tim having a battle. Blaze Tim on that fresh soft, as almost spinning around on the exit of turn 4 is Darth FIFA. As he looks to go around the outside of turn 6. It's a brilliant move if he pulls it off. He just can't, but has a look around the outside again. Will he get it around the long left-hander? No, Darth FIFA defends the position. Herod he's still gaining on Bino, but not making significant inroads. Dammers looks to have fallen back a little bit on Lord Percival. The DRS really dragging him along.
But mistake there from Harold. That's going to bring in, I think, his Well, no, maybe not. It looked like he had a mistake over the curb, but he hasn't actually lost too much time. It's just that DRS, that annoying DRS 4-1, that's keeping Percival there. I mean, Percival's still got pace to keep with him. It's just that DRS is making it a little bit uncomfortable for the AlphaTauri, so for the Mercedes driver. Surely these guys aren't going to the end.
It would be some absolute tyre whispering genius from Lord Percival if he does.
It would make sense because they're actually not falling off that much.
Saying that Lord Percival is nearly at 1 second.
The gap is being managed incredibly well here by Bino. Bino, we already know, is a very quick driver, but considering he's on 8 lap older tyres, he's doing a remarkable job at keeping himself competitive. And again, same with Lord Percival. Yes, he put the DRS. Still in it this lap.
As we see, sorry to interrupt you, Scott, there is a bit of a huge battle going on behind between Disputed Cloud, Darth Vader, Adam Lindbergh and Blaze Tim. Blaze Tim looks to have maybe lost an end plate there, though. Hello, Zauber. As very wide goes the Williams of Adam Lindbergh to get a brilliant exit. He will have got a track limits warning. I'm not sure it's in the rules, but it's set him up beautifully for the main straight. A little bit of dodgy tactics, but it's worked out for him. Yeah, commiserations on the race, Sauber. I think it lasted a whole 3 corners. Not ideal for you. Herod 1.8 seconds, 1.7 now to Bino.
A bit of mistake from Bino. Might have set him up badly for a few corners. Herod just flipped it up a little bit, but gap though was almost 4 seconds between Bino and Charlie. Charlie for a guaranteed race win here, it feels like, unless the safety car comes out and changes things up. Although it sounds like on the way that bottom group are battling, it might be one soon, or at least a virtual safety car. But of course that
Blaze Tim has picked up damage. Blaze Tim has picked up wing damage and has been overtaken by the AI of Tyler. Actually, Tyler, he gets back past Tyler as he gets another penalty for track limits.
That's a point. I'm not on the stream, I can have a look at this. Race director. Charlie, your current race leader, has kept it absolutely clean as you like. No warnings at all throughout the whole session.
Which is very surprising for Charlie, considering in previous races this season, he has not been the cleanest with track limits. Look at Canada, he got 18 seconds of penalties.
2 warnings for Bino. In fact, the lap that we saw him drop some time is a lap that he also got a warning. He dropped time in the first sector? No, he went quicker in that one, but unless it set him up badly. And then Herod, the man who is in the podium position for winning, or in a podium position also has a chance of winning the title if he stays as it is, has a warning, just 1 warning for him. So
Herod now
lap 32
as a safety car.
Oh,
what's happened here then? I don't see.
There's a Ferrari stopped on track.
It's Blaze Tim.
Tim's just got about going and he's missing a wing. That's
controversial.
That's very suspicious. I know we shouldn't speculate like that, but that is a very suspicious one. If you don't know, the championship leader at the moment is Lewis McWilliam, I believe. Is it Lewis?
Yes, McWilliam.
Who is the championship leader, driving a Ferrari. We saw the antics that Tim was up to earlier, trying to help out his teammate who's absent today, trying to help him out by almost pushing Fine off track. Juan stayed very cool, calm and collected. I don't know if I would have done. I think I would have taken a flight at him during the race, but
Zauber is saying he's in a party. Zauber saying he's in a party with Tim. He says Zauber saying he's struggling with major oversteer.
Yeah, that's
it's very plausible. Because I'm not a big fan of the physics model on this game, especially how the oversteer works.
Yeah, but I've said the same thing before in races. But move. Anyway, this is the cars that you're dealt during the race. There is a drive-through penalty for Disputed Cloud for speeding on the safety car. Not very good for him.
Look at this.
Of this What will they do? Surely it's soft for everybody. Nobody will stay out here. Surely not. Got 2 drive-through penalties. For disputed car. He's racing under the safety car from the looks of it.
That's another.
Yeah, he's been giving another one. He's going to get disqualified at this rate.
I think he's going to retire. That's another drive-through penalty.
Oh, but he's done nicely to get stopped into the pits there.
I need to see this while the safety car's out. Will it say 3 drive-through penalties on his thing? Let's have a look.
Disputed cloud, P10.
4 penalties?
Oh my goodness.
What a madman.
That is a VRP first, I'm sure. Because if you look at the second page, when you go into Race Director, it will have 4 penalties 3 for speeding under the safety car, and 1 for ignoring the yellow flag. And he's still in the race, ladies and gentlemen. He's still in the race.
I wouldn't even call that a VRP first. I think I'm going to call that a league racing first. I've never seen anything of the sort.
I was staying out, but that is because his AI is on track, not him. So,
and he's no longer in the race.
Well then, this certainly makes things a little bit interesting because now
we have a sprint to the end.
In terms of pace, that top 3 I can see is being the finishing top 3. But not necessarily in that order. Bino is insanely quick. Not to play down Charlie at all, because Charlie is very quick. But Bino, there's a reason why Bino's been fighting for a championship in the past. There's a reason why Finder's in the championship fight today. It's I can't see it ending the way that it's ended today. You could see a Haas weekend sweep. You could see that happen. Them winning the sprint and winning the race today, but this complex that could happen in 2 laps. It's the same as the sprint race as well. The fact that we have 2 laps at the end. And of course, in the green white checker we had in the sprint race, saw 4 cars involved in the turn 3 incident. If you see the same happen again, it would be remarkable if it does. But I don't know where this is going. I don't know. I don't actually know. Dylan's even back as well. Dylan might get himself into the points here if he drives nicely.
This could go any way imaginable. Has a driver who's been in AI mode ever got points in a race for the whole race? Because Tyler is in P9. Yes, he's on ridiculously old hards compared to completely fresh softs. But his AI could get points. Charlie
back
now.
in the field massively here. He's going to want to get a really big run up into turn 1.
The final 2 laps of the season. The championship depends on these 2 laps. Herod just has to hold position and he wins the championship. However, he will have fast charging cars behind him. Charlie now controlling this restart. He's still not gone, and he's gone now. Charlie goes now for the restart. Let's have a look at Herod. He looks to not have got the best restart. On his outside, has a look, has Dammers. Side by side now, through turn 2. Herod looks to hold the position. Side by side now with the Haas. Will the Alfa Romeo look to make it 3 wide? 3 wide, going into turn 3.
Surely not,
Herod in the middle. Herod breaks the latest and maintains his P3 position. Behind him,
Dammers almost making contact there. That was really, really close.
Bino and Charlie now nose to tail. Bino wants this win as much as Charlie does. Bino, who has not been really anywhere in terms of the net positions all day, gained 11 places on the start due to a jump start, but now could win this race. Behind him, Herod is still in P3. There will be no DRS, and is now 6/10 clear of Dammers, coming through Zhongkao. ERS being deployed. He's 1.2 seconds to Bino. It looks like Herod will not win this race as it stands. However, I said that last week, going to the final braking zone of Vegas, and everything changed. Now, Charlie holding the lead. Herod, 4/10 ahead of Dammers. 4/10 separates him and the championship. If he loses that gap, it will slip away in cruel circumstances. Dammers almost into the back of Herod there, but Herod keeps the position. Bino staying behind Charlie. Herod maintaining P3. Yannick looking to have a look at Dammers. As down the inside now goes Harry on Yannick. A huge send there from the Aston Martin. He's kept it clean. He's still side by side for P5. Through
Bino
goes
is insanely
Harry.
close here.
Bino now very close as we're coming through into the final braking zone of the season. Charlie is now just a few hundred metres away from clinching this win. But how will Bino do? ERS is being deployed. Charlie's ERS light is on. Bino, he's going to pull out. Side by side across the line as Charlie wins. And to finish P3, Herod wins the championship. Herod is your Season 4 champion. Against all the odds, it seemed a certainty halfway through the season that Lewis would be the champion. But due to circumstances mostly out of his control, Herod is the champion.
If you told me that at the beginning of the season that Juan would have been the champion, looking at that grid with Rapid, of course, at the beginning of the season, looking back to his dominant best, again, Lewis as well, being almost seemingly the only challenger, and when he had to pull out halfway through the season, that being Rapid, when Rapid pulled out halfway through the season, you thought, well, surely it's curtains for the championship, but as you say, of course, you know, it's a very different scenario, maybe a scenario that Juan wouldn't have wanted the championship by, but he still faced a lot of adversity through this race, not only with the Hasses doing some brilliant racecraft and teamcraft as well, trying to make it as difficult as possible for him making it through, and of course Blaze Tim's antics as well, no doubt will kick up some controversy as well, but through all the odds, getting what, hang on, let me skip to the result, getting a P3 and then getting the championship win as well. Yeah, cinema, absolute cinema. That's all I'm going to say.
It's been drama from start to finish, controversy and drama, but there can only be one champion, and that, battling through all the adversity, is Juan. I hope you have enjoyed this season of VRP. This is the last season on this game. We'll be back soon on F1 24, but until then, it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from Scott, and we'll see you then.